everybody. It's episode 25 of the Matt Ryan Show. We told you we were going to go on the road, and we are live right outside of Lucy's. Ryan, how you doing tonight?
I'm fantastic, except for this weather, man. It's a little cold out here. You can see the frost coming off my breath.
Yeah, they definitely cannot play down our dedication to getting this show off.
We're at our favorite spot to drink and have a good time, so we figured we'd take y'all with us.
Yep, we are live in front of Lucy's. Ryan, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, you're good. Right here on Chapatulas.
Right here on Chapatulas, downtown New Orleans, and it is LSU baseball season, Ryan.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
I can't wait either. But what's your take on the Tigers this year?
Well, you know, we had a disappointing showing last year in the World Series, but we set the SEC and school record with 57 wins, and they looked good all through the season. You know, we were there whenever they took it against Oklahoma, but they went into Omaha, and North Carolina's pitching just shut us down. I think we had this big problem. We agreed on this, is the bats. The bats have changed the game so much that we can't play gorilla ball anymore. But, you know, we've got a great, talented team with a lot of youth. Matt, what do you think?
Yeah, the Tigers, it's going to be an interesting season this year. And hopefully that truck didn't sound too bad. We'll do the best we can. But the Tigers, they return a lot this year, and they also have a lot to replace this year. The bats are going to be an interesting thing, and I think the bullpen as well. We'll go ahead and start off. Catcher, right away, you're going to have to replace Ty Ross. That's going to be an interesting situation. I think Tyler Moore right now is scheduled to start there, and you got Chris Chinea, another guy that could possibly go in there.
Chinea had a decent season last year too.
Right, they're both guys with a little bit of pop, and I think they're going to probably flip-flop a lot. Yeah. They can both play first base, and they can both catch.
And depending on who's throwing on the hill, you know, it depends on who's going to be behind the bag.
Right. It can definitely very well be like that, just like pro pitchers like to choose their own catcher as well.
The chemistry that the pitcher-catcher has.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think right now you're going to have Tyler Moore at catcher and Chinea at first base. So Moore, he's a guy that, you know, can flirt with batting 300.
Yeah.
But Chinea, he got some at bats. He's got the promise of a little bit of pop. We'll have to see what happens with that. That's going to be two interesting positions for sure. And then also on the other side of the infield, on the same side as first base, second base, we got to replace Jacoby Jones.
Oh, that's a tough one. That's a tough shoe to fill right there.
That's a tough shoe to fill right there. Right now, the projected starter is a JUCO transfer named Connor Hale. He's a guy that he's got some potential. I watched a little bit of YouTube video of him in junior college, but he seemed like he has some promise. Now, Jacoby Jones, you got to replace Jacoby Jones.
Yeah, it's tough because he's got speed, he's got bat speed, he's got power. You know, this guy was the full Monty, if you will. You know, he was one of our best players last season. He was one of the anchors on the LSU boat that got us to Omaha. But looking at Connor Hale's biography, this guy's 6'2", $190. This guy's no slouch. He's a big boy.
He's a big boy like Jacoby.
So he may fill in just fine in that spot. And if I'm not mistaken, 6'2", 190 makes him a little bit heavier than Jacoby Jones was. Jacoby Jones...
Well, Jones was tall. Jones is about 6'3", 6'4", maybe. I think he was 6'3".
He's kind of like layered. He had
a lot of hops, but he was... You know, he kind of reminded me as far as his potential to us, like Matsu.
Yeah,
I didn't have the bat.
Mikey Matsu.
He didn't have the bat. He didn't have the bat in Matsu.
No.
But he definitely had the defensive skills, and he was a guy that always seemed to start slow, but came on very strong as the year went on. SEC play always hit better, and then of course the postseason he was just clutch too.
Yep, sure was. Moving around the diamond.
Moving around the diamond now.
Hold on, we have a big trouble. The downfall of shooting on location.
Yeah, we don't have the microphone.
Nope.
Anyway, on the left side of the infield, you got freshman All-American and first-team preseason All-American Alex
Bregman. The fan favorite.
He's back at shortstop, and
expect another big year out of Alex Bregman.
It's amazing how much you just even wonder how this guy can improve. And I read something today. This guy, he's always his harshest critic. I was reading that in his locker room, he has the front page of the Advocate from the UCLA loss that has a huge photo of him booting the ball that, you know, I guess, quote-unquote, cost us a game. And they say, and Venario was saying he keeps it in his locker to remind himself every single day. Right?
I mean, the guy's talented, and it's not so much he's talented, he's
dedicated.
He wants
a national title, and
he's
he wants
dedicated,
to be the best player
he works his ass off.
I mean, this is a type of player that comes around maybe once every year.
You will see this guy playing 162 games a year once he's done playing for the Tigers.
Staying healthy, if he stays healthy for next year, he's a definitely a first-round pick.
Absolutely.
Easy.
Absolutely.
And then, of course, Christian Ibarra helped us out by returning for his senior year at third base with another rocking on like Talahano over there at the high corner.
Yep, a high corner. Hot corner. You didn't trademark that, Buccigross. Not yet. Not yet. I'm using it.
He did not. But
we like Ibarra coming back for his senior year. You know, this guy is that rounds off a really talented infield.
And he's a guy that could also potentially back cleanup for you and protect Bregman. Because you're gonna have to have somebody to protect Bregman. You got to replace Rafe Rhines and Mason Katz.
Forget Rafe Rhines is gone. Man, he was another fan favorite. I mean, the numbers spoke for themselves with Rafe Rhines, and for him not to be here anymore, that's going to be another tough one to fill. But I mean, LSU's baseball team seems to do just like LSU's football team. It's just next man up, next year up. You know, they keep bringing in talent that's some of the best in the nation. You know, they come into this season ranked number 2 in the coaches poll, only behind Cal State Fullerton,
who is loaded.
Loaded. But I mean, just like LSU, these guys produce major league players like it's their hobby. You know, I mean, these are some top-notch programs over the past decade. I mean, you can even go back 15 to 20 years. LSU, Cal State, North Carolina, Florida State, South Carolina. You know, all of these teams are up there, and they consistently stay in the top 10.
And also, North Carolina State's going to be a potential team to get back to home because their stud Rodome decided to come back just like Mark Appel did for Stanford.
Yes.
And that's a huge boost for them. And then, of course, in the outfield, you got to replace Rafe Rhines out there. But LSU, at least under Maneri, may have their fastest and most athletic outfield since he's been in. And this includes when they had Jared Mitchell and Leon Landry out there.
Oh.
I mean, you're going to have Jared Foster out there and right with a cannon arm. He's got speed.
God, talk about a cannon.
I mean,
this guy's got a rocket.
That throwout he had against Vanderbilt in the SEC tournament championship game.
That was the exact throw I was thinking of just now whenever you said this guy's got a rocket arm.
And then Andrew Stevens is going to be out there at center.
Who's got some wheels on him, and I think he's going to be our breakthrough player, right?
If he gets on base, he's going to easily lead the team in steals, and that includes getting more bases per player.
Which is tough because we got Mark Laird and right.
Right or left. Him and Foster can definitely swap.
Mark Laird's another one. Kind of like I put him and Jacoby Jones in the same boat, and their physical stature combined with their bat speed. You know, these aren't big kids. They're not power hitters by appearance, but they get around on that ball so fast. I mean, you blink twice and that ball's out of here already. You know, Mark Laird had a damn good freshman year last year for the Tigers, and now he'll be starting at right field or left, like you said.
And it'll probably vary per game.
This is going to be one fast outfield, so if anybody tries to play gorilla ball against us, they better make sure it goes over the fence because they're not going to play it into the outfield. Not very successful.
Absolutely. It's going to be interesting 1 through 9 in the lineup. And of course, Sean McMullen returns to the DH this year, the JUCO transfer from Delgado.
I need to see something out of McMullen. We need to see something out of McMullen.
He had a good junior year, but you're right. He does need to improve some. He didn't bat out 300. And he'll probably be your leadoff hitter to start.
And we said about Stevenson. You know, Stevenson was a true freshman last year. He only batted about, 190 for the season?
Yeah, he was battling the Mendoza line. Now, he did start to come along in the postseason a little bit, which was encouraging.
Yeah.
And he batted over 300 in summer ball this year. And that's a wooden bat.
That's encouraging. With wooden bats.
I hope we can just...
If we can get Stevenson at 250 to 275, just get him on base and let him run.
That's the thing. Get the on-base percentage up because, especially him, I'm guessing he'll start at the 9-hole. If he gets on, you can wrap that lineup around. You got McMullen and Laird.
It's a dangerous 9-1-2.
Before you get to the cleanup part of your order with Bregman, and I'm assuming it's going to probably be a Barrett cleanup, and then anybody from Jared Foster or Tyler Boyd 5 and 6.
I mean, when you got a 9-1-2 combo like that or an 8-9-1 combo like
wrap it
that,
around that lineup.
You know, you normally look forward playing defense to the bottom of the batter's lineup. But with the Tigers, I mean, you can put anybody at first through 9 in theory, and it just won't matter. You know, these guys got some of the fastest guys in the league. Like you said, Stevenson batting 9th, you put him on first, and then you got McMullen coming up who can push him over to 3rd, and then, you know, that's an offense that people dream of.
Right. And before we get to the pitching side of it, and take a short drink break. But 2 freshmen I'm curious to see this year. I'm trying to think of some freshmen that may make some impact. Kramer Robertson is one. That name sounds familiar maybe because, you know, the Baylor women's basketball coach, Kim Mulkey?
Yes.
That's her son.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
I found that out from Tiger Drop.
Athletes breeding athletes.
And then, of course, Baby Dean, Dakota Dean, is finally on campus. A guy that
can't wait.
I had a friend of mine tell me that he's supposedly pretty good. So if he's, 75% of what his brother was.
swear we didn't do it.
Yeah, we didn't do it.
We didn't do it. You
But
watched
yeah,
it.
75% of what his brother Blake Dean was. He'll be a heck of a player for sure.
That's a big boy too. You know, Dakota Dean's 6'1", 200. You know, this guy's gonna have some power as he grows and gets stronger, working out in the off season, and even coming up to this season. You may see Dakota Dean coming off the bench, pinch hitting, and really making some rounds for the Tigers this season.
Absolutely. Well, we're gonna take a short drink break, and then we'll wrap up the show with some pitching. It's time for some pitching. Well, the good news for LSU, they do return 2 of their weekend starters from their SEC tournament champions. I gotta get Vanderbilt credit.
SEC West champions,
Yep.
SEC tournament champion,
And College World Series.
regional champion,
And
super regional champion, and College World Series team, LSU Tigers pitchers.
right, the stud Aaron Nola's back.
Stud.
The season lies with him. If he's anywhere near last year, they'll have a chance. God forbid the worst happens.
Nope. There will be no worse that happens.
But no, he's
Nola's coming back for.
I heard he's improved. That's the scary thought.
That is scary.
I mean, this guy's going to be a top 10 pick if he's improved.
And it's the funny thing about Nola, and correct me if I'm wrong, is the guy doesn't have overpowering speed.
He can hit
He
94,
can hit
95.
94, 95 sometimes, but he's got control.
Yeah.
And that's what it
He
is.
doesn't walk anybody.
No, he doesn't.
I think in the regular season he had like 9 walks.
That's in what?
Well, they play 50. Let's say he gets 11 starts.
11 starts, 9 walks. That's less than
A walk a game.
0.8 per game.
Yeah, I
give
mean,
or take.
his strikeout to walk ratio was insane. I want to say it was maybe 8 to 1.
That's incredible.
It might be even more than that. I have to look because that's the thing. He strikes out batters.
It's control. It's his placement of the pitches. He puts it on that inside corner. He has a breaking ball that's just nasty.
Oh yeah,
Nasty.
I mean, he's got a major league. This guy has major league written all over him.
There's been many times last season where I was watching LSU on TV and just jumped out of my chair because of that 12-6 break. Like, what do you want? What do you want somebody to do against that? You know, you just watch it.
They weren't kidding when even Austin Nola, his big brother,
Yep.
steps up. He's the more talented Nola.
Which is scary because Austin Nola's a damn good pitcher.
Yeah.
You know, not to mention we've got Aaron Nola. We've got Cody Glenn coming back.
Cody Glenn comes
Cody
back.
Glenn last season was
He got
a groove late.
He got a groove late and then had an okay World Series game. But then again, I think him missing that start in the regional for, I believe it was disciplinary reasons.
Disciplinary reasons.
Never officially came out. But him being back helps, and then that leaves the Sunday spot open to where, or it could end up being the Saturday spot, and they may move it to Sunday as sort of the insurance policy role. But this super freshman, apparently, Jared Poche.
That's it, Jared Poche. I was trying to
This
find
guy
him.
apparently is the real deal.
Local boy.
He's a local boy.
Lutcher High.
Lutcher High. He's got some good stuff, apparently. I haven't seen him pitch yet, but a couple friends I talked to that went watch a couple of the fall ball practices says this guy's got some stuff.
This
So,
guy's 6'1", 204, but he throws lefty.
and that's the thing. He's a lefty.
That's, you know, you don't see left-handed pitchers a whole lot, but when you do, they're a gem to
And
find.
especially having to replace Ryan E.
Right, man. It's another one we're going to miss. But can't look back and look forward to 2014. And that's 3 solid pitchers right there, not to mention Nick Fury, another one of the fan favorites, and he comes in for relief. This guy's got some heat on him.
Yeah, Fury,
When he gets it under control.
He probably won't be back for the start of the season because of that injury he had.
Yeah,
He
you're
should be-
right. You're right.
He should be back by midseason. We need him out of the bullpen. I mean, that was a guy that was a great setup guy. We probably maybe have some other JUCO freshmen
Who was
missing some names on some of the freshman pictures. But the key thing in the bullpen, but also you have Kirk McCune back.
Yep.
I think McCune's going to end up being your setup guy this year. Eighth inning guy. And he's a guy that
he's consistent.
He's consistent. He seemed to come back a little bit from that injury from after his freshman year, but he's a guy you can rely on to close out an inning for you. He can throw 5 innings, as he still showed he's capable of.
Absolutely.
In a spot start last year, and in the SEC tournament.
Or if one of our starters gets into trouble early in a big game, he can come in.
He can maybe even close almost like a Mattiot type of stuff.
Yeah.
Doesn't really. McCune does not have low powered stuff at all. Does not have the speed. His thing is about placement. And then also you have Joe Broussard, bigger guy.
Yes.
I think he'll start the season as a closer because you got to replace Chris Cotton.
That's the name I was waiting to hear, and I've been trying to do a little homework looking at the roster coming up this season.
And it's a lot of unknowns. You can do your homework, but Maneri, he's kind of tight to the chest on a lot of stuff. And the lineup's going to change throughout the year.
They play 56 games.
They play 56
You'll see
games.
a bunch of different lineups early on to try to get some solidity.
You're going to play about 20 games or so before you can get the conference.
Right. You know, Chris Cotton's going to be one that we miss. I mean, this guy was lights out. You couldn't hit him. You know, you couldn't buy a hit off of this guy. You'll see him probably playing the 162 every, you know.
Yeah, in fact, the Astros drafted him from what I remember. So
that's right. The Astros did pick him up.
He pitched a little bit
sure did.
in the minors last year. Some rookie ball did pretty good.
It'll be interesting this year. We got a lot of young talent. We got another guy by the name of Chris Pelias. He's a left-handed freshman coming in as a pitcher. So you're going to see a lot of new faces here in Alex Box Stadium coming this season. But I don't know about you, but I'm excited.
I'm excited about it. The season opens on Valentine's Day coming up.
UNO.
A program that has
kind of coming to their own as of late.
They're back in Division I finally, and then they got was it Ron Maestri? They got it. Was their coach for years, and is actually I think he's still the athletic director, but he's come back to coach the baseball team. I mean, he was with UNO's baseball program for years. Brought them to Omaha one year back. I think it was in I want to say it was the late 80s or something like that.
But it sounds like that's a little bit before our time.
It was a little bit before our time, but it was right around the time LSU started coming of age with Skip Bertman in the late 80s and the early 90s. But historically, UNO has always been a solid program. They were always the #2 program. Sometimes right up there with LSU with talent, but then they dropped off with funding problems and stuff like that. But it's going to take them a while. They do have a new stadium that they completely renovated. It's going to be interesting to see. But also this coming weekend, LSU has UNO twice in Grand Prix. It's going to be a weekend where if LSU doesn't dominate all three of these teams,
we got some early questions already.
Yeah.
If we don't dominate.
But they shouldn't have a problem with it.
Louisiana baseball is taking off, guys. You know, we've got LSU. Of course, you can't sleep on Tulane. Tulane always reloads on talent.
Tulane's going to be interesting. I think Rick Jones is on the hot seat this year. They haven't made the tournament in a few years, and the money he's making, that facility they have.
Not to mention Lafayette.
Lafayette's
University of Louisiana at Lafayette.
Lafayette's ranked 23rd right now.
It's top 20. That's 2 ranked teams in the state of Louisiana in baseball.
And that's coming up February 25th, LSU and ULL in their only matchup of the year in the box.
25th. What day of the week is that?
That's a Tuesday. I have tickets.
Be there or be.
Did you Pulp Fiction reference? Square, Uma Thurman.
Glad you knew that.
Oh, absolutely.
Glad you knew that. Because if anybody watching didn't know that, you need to go educate yourself with some Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, go see some Pulp Fiction.
And then
get a Royale with cheese.
And then
a tasty burger. And
then go to the February 25th matchup of the Cajuns and the Tigers in Alex Box Stadium.
And hopefully we give a beating like we did in regions.
Man, you got any fan mail? I know Keith had sent in top 10
Keith asked us to talk about basic brawls.
Well, Keith, we may have to take a week to get back to you so we can do some homework.
I mean, why do you think of it? Brian, you're a huge Yankees fan, so you'll remember this. Remember Don Zimmerman and Peter Yes.
You can't forget that one.
Yeah, that
was a Yankees fan.
I'm trying to think of. I know LSU in Lafayette for a while they didn't play in baseball because in the 2002, I believe it was a regional. They didn't have a bench clearing brawl, but it was very heated. And
it was our senior year, yeah.
Yeah, that's right, senior year of high school. And it got very heated, and we didn't play them again in baseball for about 5 years. I mean,
it sucks.
We don't like each other.
You're the little sister.
The redheaded stepchild, right?
No, little sister.
A little sister.
The stepchild gives him the chance to be a man.
What about the redheaded little sister?
Oh.
Sorry, Nick.
And all you Cajun fans, sorry, L. Love you, baby, but sorry.
Yeah, bunch of Louisville wannabes.
Yeah, it's ULL. I'm on board with you, Matt.
Right. See, sorry, Nick. It's your better half. Has it right.
With that being said, guys, it is freezing out here.
Yeah, you're welcome.
It's Taco Tuesday.
It is Taco Tuesday at Lucy's. I want to thank them for sort of letting us host the show here.
We kind of bogarted this spot on the street. So, with that being said, folks, we'll see you next week. Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.